guys, welcome back to the final part of this mini-series. Just making a tag to insert, I think I'll use this behind the envelope. It's just two pieces of journaling tags placed back to back. Just adhering them both together using the Scotch quick dry adhesive. I've really enjoyed making this album. I've used quite a different variety of techniques, lots of different pages, types of pages, tags, lots of distressing, a couple of new techniques, the silk flowers for instance, the grunge board. So, I mean, I could have gone on and on and on with this album. It would have ended up more, well, yeah, could have been a volume, quite a few volumes. So I hope Ruthie likes it. And I'm so sorry that I missed, well, that I didn't record the first two pages of the album, the chipboard pieces. Okay, here's a piece of grunge board that I've cut out with my new Tim Holtz Alterations dies. Just inking it up with some distress ink. Hence the rubber gloves there. It's very messy to cover this whole piece of grunge board with ink. I thought it was the quickest way to do it rather than getting the ink applicator tool. Okay, so grabbing a music note stamp and inking it with some jet black archival ink and stamping that on there. Stamping the grunge board just to give it more texture, I guess, more depth. And now using my sponge, inked up with some walnut stain, I think, distress ink, just making sure I get the coverage. Now taking some gold mixative alcohol ink, dabbing it onto that grunge board piece. A bit bright, so tried to rub most of it off with a paper towel, which added to the effect, I guess. So this is going to be used for the closure of the album. Now taking some champagne coloured satin material and just tracing out some circles, also with the cream satin material. I'm going to alternate these two colours into a lollipop flower on the front of the cover. Now taking my trusty lighter again and searing the edges of the circles so that they turn up. I really love this technique. The flowers are soft, so they're not real bulky. A lot of the flowers out there at the moment are very bulky, particularly the ribbon flowers. I mean, they're so pretty, but they are very bulky. This technique, however, can be used inside the albums, and it won't create too much bulk, depending on how many petals I guess you use. So you'll see there the last one I've made is the cream coloured. I'm using a cream halfback pearl, so I had to then cut another circle out of the champagne coloured satin. Yeah, so I'm just taking the skeleton leaves, just seeing where I'm going to place them on the front of that album. Okay, so now taking some tea dye distressing and a Tim Holtz keyhole die, which I've cut from a piece of grungeboard, and just inking it all up. Taking a sponge and inking the edges in with black soot, making sure I get full coverage. Just heat setting it. Taking some rusty hinge and going over that piece lightly. Okay, happy with the look of that. Now taking some gemstone glue and adhering that keyhole piece of grungeboard to the front of the album, and as you can see there, it's upside down. I do realise this in time, enough time to be able to take it off the page and turn it round the right way. Thank goodness. Okay, so now I'm adhering the skeleton leaves using the glossy accents. Now taking my glue gun and attaching the lollipop satin flowers, alternating them, and finally the halfback pearl. And that's all the embellishing that I do to the front cover, apart from taking a Tim Holtz hitch fastener, and then just punching a hole strategically in that keyhole area, and then screwing on the hitch fastener. It was a bit of a hassle getting that in there, but finally did it. Now pierce some holes in the back page where the closure was going to be attached, and use some mini brads to attach that closure piece. And because they were brads, they had the opened winged edges on the inside back cover, so I had to cover those with something. The tag that was going in that page had a piece of grosgrain ribbon on the bottom of it, so I decided to use a piece of grosgrain ribbon along the edge of that page to cover those the ends of the brads. So just adhered it there using some sticky strip or tacky tape. Make sure it's stuck. So ladies, thank you so much for watching the mini-series, and check out the completed album videos. That's a two-part. Okay, thank you. Bye.